are not having it their way. They are the defending champions and are finding it rather difficult. They have their work cut out. Coach Pedro Soares Gonçalves, who is the Portuguese coach, will certainly come up with different tactics here in the second half. Showed a lot of respect to his opposition, Colin Benjamin, acknowledging the fact that the Brave Warriors have been on the up. However, a young, inexperienced team that has been laid out by Coach Benjamin has done fantastically well in the opening first 45 minutes. They do call them the underdogs in this fixture. They were dethroned and demolished by 5-0 in a one-sided final in 2024 at the Nelson Mandela Bay. But so much for history, and that is being put behind them. It is the Brave Warriors that will get us underway here in the second half, with the hope that the dominating possession stats that indicated that they were in the driving seat and were the driving force, one would hope that can pay dividends. Seconds away before the start, an indication of a change. Manuela Jordi has given way, and Antonio da Silva. Chitanga Horsi is the player to come on. Another change. Lorindo Aurelio has come on for João Capral, the man who was on the floor most of the time being fouled, and on a number of occasions. So 2 changes made by Angola. One hoping that they will pay dividends. Lorindo Maria Aurelio is a very notable midfielder. Lorindo, who plays his football for FK, for Jovinda. They call him Depo. Majority of the Portuguese players never play with their full names on the jersey, so he has an abbreviation called Depo. FK for Jovinda. And the referee just having his equipment and maybe a change of batteries to make sure that the thumbs are up all round. The Brave Warriors, on the other hand, sticking to an unchanged side here in the second half. Just knocking the ball around and trying to keep warm. We are waiting for referee Hilary Hambaba to get us underway at the Toyota Park. It is the Brave Warriors. So the clock starts ticking here, with the hope that we will get a winner after 90 minutes. It has been a slow start. The hosts opening up the tournament with a 1-0 loss against Mozambique in a frantically played game, as that ball is struck with venom. Levi just hacking it furthest away. But the intentions is pretty clear that in the second half, the Namibian side is going to be trying to shoot from distance and maybe catch goalkeeper Dominique. Tends to stray a bit off his line. This is a Group B clash contested by Lesotho and Malawi, the other 2 teams of which earlier on played to a 1-0 win in favor of Lesotho. Lovely piece of play by the Brave Warriors, getting that ball through the channel. Beautiful ball, but equal to the task, and that was another humdinger of an effort that just went astray. The closest that they have come. Katua on the left-hand side should have been a lot more composed in that particular moment. Let's have a look at that ball again. Did well to stay on side as Betwell, keeper, who was in 6s and 7s, that ball just skidding past the face of the goal as Jocelyn tried to get a touch. And unfortunately, in that particular moment, Katua was not able to convert that into the back of the net. So early warning shots being fired here at the Toyota Stadium by the Brave Warriors. Braving out this winter's evening as the temperatures have dropped. Here's Namibia on the drive, roving forward, shot! Not enough to trouble goalkeeper Dominique. Levi. Again, it looks like Angola are in their shell. That ball just skidding off the right boot of Levi and taking it furthest away from the goal. He apologizes immediately to his teammates. Levi, this game does need a goal. So far, Jocelyn gives chase. He'll be looking for the support play. The last touch just skidding off Jonathan Boatu. That would have been a fitting goal for Katua. Now the stage absolutely set for thriller minute. So tightly contested are these two sides, and here is the marauding run and a disappointing ball, but was looking for a player who's just come on. That is Lorindo Orelo. Needs to try and find a teammate. That is Betwell, forced backward, trying to get in between the defenders. Betwell does well, but shows too much of the ball. Intercepted, but it is picked up yet again by Moses Shidolo. Enjoying quite a bit of the possession, rotating the ball very well, is Namibia. Coming in with confidence and really living up to the name of Brave Warriors, taking the game to Angola, not in their shell at all. Instead, it is the Angolans that need to come out of their shell and show the continent what they are capable of. But we did highlight the form as they come in, maybe just low on confidence as that ball is hoofed into the air and picks up Jocelyn Kamatuka. The first touch just a little heavy as that ball rolls furthest away from him. Quickly taken by Jonathan, and the last touch will allow Angola another opportunity to launch an attack. One is looking for the explosiveness, pace. They need to try and get more into the box. They're normally a team that plays with a lot of aggression. As some would say, they've met their Moses in today's encounter. Heavy touch. But Betwell does well to win it back. The recovery has been pretty good of Namibia. Once they lose the ball, they try and get back into position. Keep his foot on the ball, and good delivery, unmarked, coming from the blind side. Ball rotated back, bicycle kick, and could there be some questions being asked about a handball? As the bicycle kick would have been such an audacious moment. That would have been a brilliant back of the net. The ball just ricocheted off the body of Victor Vidinho. So the Brave Warriors would look at that and call it a half a chance. Molson, strong challenge there. As Francisco Pedro stops Kamatuka in his tracks. This is the earlier moment as we have a look at that ball. The first touch was enough to cause contact. There's that ball. Nope, there's no hands involved. Good bicycle kick by Jocelyn. And when you look at it, Victor Vidinho knew nothing about it. That ball just ricocheting off his shins and away. In that particular moment, the ball just being intercepted by the referee, who is also part of play, and it will be a drop ball. And, ball will be given to the Brave Warriors. Is Jocelyn trying to take off his Betwell. Now the new man, Antonio Horsi, has come on. So one change in the defense and one change in the attacking third for Angola, hoping to give them the desired result. Been asked to close down Felicio. It's closed down by Ivan Kamberipa. A frustrated looking Pedro is trying to push his players forward, wanting them to really benefit from the long throw. He's got a strapped left wrist. Does the ball get enough of protection? Waltzing on the edge of the box. It is the Brave Warriors who will look to come out of their defense, and according to the assistant referee, the last touch came off an Angolan player, and therefore a throw-in for the Brave Warriors. Throw-in. There was a lot of screaming way before that ball was taken. And it is Francisco Pedro who's grimacing in play. This is the reason why. I mean, even the player looks rather shell-shocked. That's Betwell. He doesn't know what he's done. He says, no, I don't know. It's not me. But he's the only player that was closest to Pedro. He's been helped up to his feet. It's amazing how much of momentum, if you get a slight clip on the ankles and you were really in foot flight, that can be rather painful. Angola looking to build with the presence of Alexandra Abdel. Player goes down rather easily. This time it's a throw-in for Angola. Ball just ricocheting off Levi. In the box, forced backwards, but does well to win it. Back is Aurelio. Hacked away. Anywhere will do for the Brave Warriors. Certainly coming out with a lot more purpose, a lot more fight is Angola. As Pedro comes with Molson. Felicio, last touch coming off the lanky Kennedy Ebe. A throw in for Angola. Played short. Pedro delivers it into the box, but to no man's land, and the Brave Warriors will say thank you very much and try and launch that ball forward, but it falls kindly to Angola yet again, who will just conjure up a couple of passes before looking for that long diagonal ball in a search of Felicio Mendes Molson. There are concerns as the whistle is blown, and looks like Francisco Pedro is struggling. He's running rather gingerly and gives an indication to the bench that he's all right, and the referee will want to continue with play, allowing the game to flow very nicely as referee Hillary. Another long ball intercepted by Angola, and possession turned over. 55 minutes on the clock, 0-0 the scoreline. It's a throw-in as Katua will play it back in search of Harasep. Goalkeeper giving clear instructions. Played short. Angola doing well to come out from that defense. Slight body check on the opposite end. Desiro also does pretty much the same. Playing with a lot of comfort and ease, but as Angola this time, pressing a bit higher than usual. The first half they allowed Angola the space and the time, but she has another opportunity with a reverse pass in search of Levi. Betwell does well. Here's Betwell on the ball, yet again playing the quick 1-2, puff and pass, another return ball. It is Jocelyn showing some impetus going forward and a good block to deny the Brave Warriors. The referee again is picking up a little bit of an infringement as Moses Shidolo goes down. Moses Shidolo goes down.
Time.
And that is the moment. Trying to connect first time. You got to give credit to a defender who made sure that the roadblock was set and it wasn't going to be an easy task. Player grimacing in the middle of the park, holding his shin, still receiving treatment. This is an opportunity for some of the players to hydrate. The question's been asked of the referee to please protect. So he believes that that was an unfair challenge. The medical team is asking him to run off rather gingerly. He's, if you're looking at the moment, VAR would check to give confidence to the decision that has been taken. The referee's been asked to approach and wanting to review the decision that has been taken. And could it be a red card decision? And that would be a problem. Oh, that was full force by Randy Nteka on the ankles of Moses Shidolo. That is horrible. Red card check. Not a penalty check, but a red card check. Very robust defending. The referee's got to have to make a decision in this moment. That could have been career-ending. And disappointment and disapproval from the Brave Warriors bench, and asking for protection. He had lost the ball, shown too much of it. Here's Randy Nteka, the 27-year-old who plays this football in Spain for Rico Valencia. I think he's going to walk. I think he's going to walk. Player goes down immediately, grimacing in pain. These two teams are playing for the 5th time when you look at their footballing history, and in that it's been an Angolan outfit that has dominated this fixture with 2 wins and 2 draws between them. You'll have to go back to the 28th of June. They played in the group stages to a 0-0, and then the final on the 7th of July, it was the 5-0 thrashing of Angola. And Namibia there in that particular moment taken to the cleaners. As this match quickly reaches the 1 hour mark, decision still is nowhere near being made. And finally the referee walks away. I wonder what color is it going to be? Is it red? Is it yellow? And he goes to the right-hand pocket, and a disappointment. Randy Nteka is the player that is being red-carded. Perhaps the first player of the tournament to be red-carded and gone to take an early shower. Deserving of that challenge. It was pretty much a robust affair, and he went in without consideration of the other player. Full stud on the ankle, and he's got to walk. Just waited to see the color. A card he was deserving. But these are some of the moments, the finer moments that are missed by you and I. And you get VAR coming to the rescue. It's never easy out there. And an advantage that is being played. Kiliano Manuel is the player that is now being brought on at the expense of Felicio Mendes. So Kiliano Manuel will come on. He plays his football for FC Estrela Amadora in Portugal. He's made 21 appearances, and in his 21 appearances, he's got 1 assist. Kiliano Manuel is just 22 years of age. So a free kick to Angola, to Namibia rather. So can they make the numbers count? As difficult as it always is to beat a 10-man team, they need to be a lot smarter. They need to perhaps be a little bit more patient. They can make use of the 12th man. On the other hand, you'll ask a little bit more of Angola to dig deep and play for the entire country and make sure that the departure of Randy Nteka is not felt. Well, it's a player who was occupying the midfield on the left-hand side, and the introduction of Kiliano will just come in and shore up the midfield and maybe just play with one player up front. Kiliano Manuel, Felicio Mendes Joao has left the pitch. So when you have 2 of your top shooters being substituted, it means the defense of the opposition is doing exceptionally well, frustrating the opposition. Francisco Pedro, nicely sliced in the air, ricocheted, and getting a good connection is Jonathan Buatsu. That ball connected it very well, but it just, the technique there, his body leaning over that ball. Kennedy out to the left-hand side of Namibia. Good first touch, eliminates one. Playing the 1-2. Available in the middle of the park is Paulos, is Moses, is Katua. Good feet by Levi. Levi needs a decent cross, connected by Jocelyn, and hacked away by Jonathan Butau. Levi trying to get the ball behind the defense. With acres of space to share the ball around, takes a shot, a first-time shot which is closed down. He has an opportunity for the pace of Angola. Keeper comes out way off his line and had to be quick. Aurelio was very close to connect onto that. Angola trying to get the ball out, looking for Ambrosini. Ambrosini plays the 1-2 with Antonio. Antonio continued his run, and the last touch of a Namibian player, and that will be a corner for Angola. 65 minutes, we are yet to get a goal out of this contest. Corner. Tall players making sure that they protect the first pole. Ivan Kamberipa, Kennedy, Hambira. Harasep has got to pick up defensively. Pedro gets the ball in. Keeper comes out. Good connection, and player goes down. When you talk of a player taking one for the team, it was Harasep in that particular moment. Namibia trying to use the advantage of exploiting the spaces that have been left behind by Antonio and Pedro Francesco in that moment, but very quick to recover and get back into position. Ivan Kamberipa. Ball picked up as Antonio tidies up for Angola. Good work by Levi. Kamberipa, who finds himself in an advanced position. Ball delivered, intercepted by Angola as far as Levi. Levi switches to the left-hand side looking for Jocelyn. Trying to make it rather difficult for himself, Jocelyn. Maybe a simpler ball. The decision-making in that final third needs to improve rather drastically if they are to take advantage of the extra man that they have in the park. The bench looking on. Mr. Benjamin looking for his ace. Yet to make a change. Katua needs a good delivery. In actual fact, Betwell, he says thumbs up. Betwell delivers in the first corner and off the line. That ball was pretty close, kept in play. This as far as the edge of the box. But Angola do well to tidy up and get it away. It is a throw-in as that ball ricocheted off Katua. Have a look at the lovely ball, and it is in that moment, a big moment as Victor gets it away. Keeper was in 6s and 7s, and Namibia tried to take advantage, but a brilliant effort by Victor Vindinho in that moment as keeper was down sprawling, and giving chase was Ivan Kamberipa. It's a throw-in for Angola. Francisco Pedro, he'll take his time, is Francisco. A draw in the opening match for the defending champions is not what they want, bearing in mind that 3 points belong to Lesotho. South Africa, who also had an opportunity in Group A, they were beaten by a 1-0 by Mozambique. So Mauritius and Zimbabwe playing to a goalless draw. Zimbabwe being one of the most successful nations at the COSAFA Cup. When we talk of that, you go back to 2003, 2009, 2017, 2018, 2005, as well as 2000. They won the final of the COSAFA Cup. Namibia has to go back as early as 2015 as well, when they were crowned champions. While Angola, of late, have been a menace. 2020, they are the defending champions. 2024, 2004, 2001. So they know what it's like to hoist the COSAFA Cup. We've had 5 nations get an opportunity. South Africa also some time back, 2008 and 2007. 2021 was more recent. Again hosting the tournament, crowned champions. So it was Zimbabwe in the early stages of the cup. And we can go as far back as 1997. In 1997, when you look at Angola's history, they did not enter. And 1990, 2000, they were winners. And more recently, in 2024, they were winners. Knocked out in the first round in 2022 and 2023. So Angola have come back with the vengeance. If you can just look at the archives and look at the number of goals that they've scored at this COSAFA tournament, it's a total of 65 goals that they have scored. Really play for points and play and score big against Lesotho, having scored 15 goals and conceding 9 in that process. Namibia, on the other hand, and you're looking at their history, so the players are asking the referee to make a decision, but it's a pretty clear one. Handball or a push from the back. That's a little bit untidy by the Brave Warriors. Runners-up 2024, knocked out in the first round in 2023, runners-up in 2022. So they do know what it's like to be in the final. That is the Brave Warriors. Decent ball, dissecting that defense, does well to keep it in play. There's a decent ball in support of a good cross, but he has to deal with Francisco Pedro. Betwell, easily dispossessed by Ambrosini. Moses Shidolo's got to be a lot more lethal, a lot more aggressive. Giving chase is Aurelio. It's a throw in for the Brave Warriors. Defense of Namibia playing with a lot of space and a lot of confidence. Sharing that ball. Kamberipa, Kennedy, forced backwards. Back to Kennedy. Two players to deal with. Decent ball coming from the blind side. Jocelyn was lurking and not spotted. Good turn there by Moses Shidolo. Taking the strike and ricocheting off an Angola player. Ball falls kindly to Levi. Another attack by the Brave Warriors. Katua needs a support. Gone all ultra defensive is Angola, but a good switch of play to find Ivan Kamberipa. Kamberipa looks for Kennedy. Kennedy and Kamberipa on the right-hand side, sharing that ball. Nice touch on the edge of the box is Moses, but he's stopped in his track. It is Angola who will come away with it. They need to use that pace, and available is Ambrosini, but a timely interception by Kennedy in that moment when Angola thought they could use the explosiveness. Dispossessed. Betwell losing possession rather easily. Yes, Angola did well to stay on his feet. Is Antonio, decent cross. Defensively, they have been solid. Is the Brave Warriors. They have been solid. Switching play from left to right. Very calm is Alexandra Abdel. Pedro showing his versatility and strength in that particular moment. Still keeping possession. Dilly-dallying with the ball though, and forced out of the kitchen, as many would say. And that's a disappointing decision, a disappointing moment. And there is a player that is coming on and a change being made. I'll just confirm who the player is that is been asked. Wise Lifasi is the player that is coming on. Or Vise Lifasi. Vise Lifasi comes on. And Isaka Gurirab is the player also to come on. Isa Gurirab will come on for Jocelyn. And Visa Lifasi. Visa Lifasi is jersey number 18. He plays for Julinho Athletic. And the goalkeeper just receiving a bit of an ice pack on that hamstring. Saka Gurirab, jersey number 7 for Namibia. He plays his football for Simbabora FC. Those are the two players that have come on. And the coach has brought in a fresh pair of legs to try and win this. Good to see players like former players like Mark Fish in the stands. He's out there, normally involved with the development of the under-15s and coaching, trying to get the next Mark Fish and the next Lucas Radebe. I'm sure Lucas will be besides himself, appreciating the fact that Leeds United have been promoted to the Premier League. Here's the Brave Warriors. That ball hacked away as Ambrosini trying to get the ball to ricochet off the opposition player. And instead, packed so much of venom. Bit of a hospital pass in that moment. Showing good strength and showing a bit of skill, but it all results to nothing. Lorindo Maria Aurelio runs into trouble. Levi, who's been exceptional covering in defense, very much effective in the middle of the park. He does well to steal that ball and slightly concerned with the way that he went down. Hard at work, hard running. Gurirab. Here's a chance for the Brave Warriors. They can take a strike. Oh, that was a warning shot. That was a warning shot. He gets a praise from the bench. Look at that connection. Took his time. And Willie Stefanis can be given a pat on the back for trying. We haven't seen that many shots taken with 79 or 80 minutes on the clock. The third change being made. Levi is also given way. And in comes Mweneni Mugundi.
Okay, it's fine. We did a mistake here.
So in comes Vili, Stefanis, Wiese, and Gurirab are the three changes that have been made by Namibia. Wiese appears to be that player that is really full of running. It's closed down very quickly. That ball dissected. Could this be the opening goal? Keeper had to be certain. Got attached to it. And he's livid. He's Betswell, who didn't pull out of that challenge, and maybe as the goalkeeper put his hand down there in that moment, a thumb goes out of position. Oh, that's painful. I can relate. Getting the medical treatment. For the player to leave the park, and you know, when you get a player shaking his head and giving the indication that he cannot continue, it needs to really, he's an honest player. He does any concerns, and you'd rather have a player that is 100% fit to come on and make sure that he too is given an opportunity to give his chance, to give his team a chance. One would look at the Angolan side trying to double up every now and then when they're out of possession and winning that ball, but they are forced backwards on a number of occasions. To clear the danger, did well, the couple of passes that he's made, and now the coach giving a couple of instructions to the players, just trying to get that thumb back into position, and keeper was brave enough, went with the one hand, and as he got up he felt the pain and immediately focused on the finger instead of the ball, and he's upset with himself. There is the thumb, it's broken. All right. Oh. Broken right in the top of that. Oh, the pain of that is absolutely horrible. So they have been contained, and Alexandra Abdel is a player that is to be substituted by Alberto Campos Miguel, and the other change is Dominique, and in comes Senor. We'll get his name just now. It is Senor Agostinho Matias. Agostinho Matias. Agunaldo. Not Ronaldo, it's Agunaldo. He's come on for Dominique. So an unfortunate incident, and will definitely have to be taken to the hospital as Namibia tried to conjure up a move using the pace of Ivan Kumberipo, who we've seen advance quite often into the attacking role and going down the line, making use of the long ball and forcing himself. Easy there by Ambrosini. 9 against number 9, Ambrosini and Betwell. It's been an interesting day at the office. It's been a pretty tight game as Namibia, we would say, are holding Angola. Pedro, another long ball. Just to remind you, there has been a red card in this match. Randy Nteka is the player that had to give way for a horrible tackle. And Angola are down to 10 men. Sacrifice in that particular moment is also João Caporal. Just closed down, wasn't able to make that much of an impact. Felicio Mendes was also substituted, but here's an opportunity for Ambrosini. Ambrosini! Closed down! Brilliant moment! That's how big that effort is for Katua. Kept his team in play, but the danger of Ambrosini, that long ball, but a header by Aurelio to pick up Ambrosini, and the keeper came out narrow. The angle was also supported by Katua, but a mistake made by Kennedy in that moment, almost providing Angola with an opportunity. Well, trying to play it to the letter, which is soak up the pressure, use the moment to try and catch the opposition on the break. With defending to do, the Brave Warriors are being asked questions here in the closing stages of the 90 minutes. It's a corner, good delivery, header off the line. Breathing rather heavily is Mozambique. Sorry, there's a push there, not Mozambique, but Angola. There's a clear push, and the referee points to the penalty spot. Madness in these closing stages of the match. First touch from Pedro was good enough. The challenge from Lifasi was one he wants to quickly forget. That's the moment. Ball was cleared off the line, brought back in, and Angola have an opportunity to take the lead. Those two players making sure that they weren't to give an inch. Betwell as well as Kennedy, but then a penalty. Can he carry this team on his shoulders? It is Aurelio, the man who plays his football for FK Ojovinda. But there's also VAR that is having a look at whether or not it is a penalty, but the referee's instinct and initial decision is that it's a penalty and he doesn't want any encroaching. Can Aurelio give Angola the lead against the run of play? It was dominance by the Brave Warriors. And we talk of the crucial closing minutes where you've got to man-manage, you've got to make sure that you focus on the game. The decision is still pending. What do they say? The jury is out. 0-0 the scoreline. Can Aurelio, who has the entire nation on his shoulders, get the ball in the back of the net? Can he be the hero? And has 2 minutes plus referee's optional time to defend with everything they have. They were down to 10 men for most parts of the second half. The decision is not clear, but here they go. The check is complete. Indication given. Aurelio up against Ndisiro. Aurelio of Angola. That is the penalty that one can comfortably say gives them the 3 points in this group. After struggling for most parts, it is a moment that they will want to cherish for a very long time. And when you look at the Namibian side, they will be very, very disappointed. That is the moment. It had to take. There was nothing wise about Lifasi's decision in that moment to tackle the player from the side inside the box. Keeper went the one side, Aurelio went the other. 1-0 in favor of Angola. They continue their dominance, making it 3 wins in 5 for 2 draws. Tyrese Hikupembe has come onto the field. That is the 4th change. And the referee is trying to spot the player and find out who gave him the permission to come on. Could he also see a yellow card? He's come on for Betwell. Talking to the 4th official. It is Celso Alvacao. So there is about 8 minutes to be added to the 90. The injury to the goalkeeper, plus all the substitutions, that's enough time for the Brave Warriors to see if they can force a draw. Right now, it is Angola who will defend with 10 men. Ambrosini. Another long ball to no man's land. They'll get the 10 players behind the ball. It will be the urgency of the Brave Warriors in getting that ball into the final third. They need to do that with a lot of pace. They got to adapt and react a lot quicker. They need to make use of the numerical advantage as the player goes down. Gurirab, a free kick. So pushed up is Kennedy, so is Kamberipa. Goalkeeper who's come on for Dominique. Ball bounced and that just skidding off the ground. Had to watch that right up to the end. Goalkeepers who have all the time. He's watching from a better angle than anybody else, trying to look at the danger. We've played about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of the 8 minutes. Coach will be asking for patience and composure from the Brave Warriors. Aurelio. Ivan Kamberipa uses his goalkeeper. On the left-hand side is Haraseb. Kennedy. Can he get this ball forward a lot quicker? Kamberipa. The Brave Warriors keeping possession. Wise. Here's Wise. He needs to make use of Kamberipa, who's has pushed off the ball but gets the throw in. Brave Warriors rather anxious to get into that kitchen. Here's Kamberipa. That ball goes out of play. No one is interested in that. Disappointment from the bench. Willie Stefanis will need to do better. Mr. Benjamin is trying to urge his players to get back into this match. They've got the numerical advantage. They've been forced to try and close up from the front. Ball as it leaves the defense of the Angolans. It's brought right back by the Brave Warriors. Helped on forward, there's no attackers, and Ambrosini reacts to that. In the middle of the park, trying to get that ball in between the two centre-backs, unable to do so. In moments of anxiety and pressure, the pitch rather becomes narrow, looking for those spaces and you can't find them. The goalposts become a lot smaller. That's always concerns for the losing side. Trying to look for the quick 1-2. A bit of a hospital pass, but the Brave Warriors come away with it. And Uvili Stefanis is on the ball. Shares that ball out, needs a good cross, but it is intercepted by Victor Vindinho. Trying to push them up with a bit of a mid-block is the Brave Warriors. Forcing the players up front. Here's Wise. Trying to eliminate the defender. He has Pedro to deal with. And ultimately getting the foul in his favour. So the Angolans, who playing a little bit deeper than one would like, inviting trouble. Five minutes having been played. They are being asked the questions yet again, letting Angola off the hook. Here's the pace of Kamberipa. Did well to stay on his feet. Wise needs a good cross. Wise, keeper gets a touch, helped on. That needed the bodies. Good, strong, quality ball. Willie Stefanis, ball in the air, header, equalizer, brilliant, pulling the equalizer. And it is the Brave Warriors that are pretty happy. Ivan Kamberipa was unmarked. He was the danger player that continued to push forward and was very, very confident. Took his time, patience, placed the ball. Keeper was rooted. So Angola and Namibia find themselves locked at 1-1 apiece. It was a decent ball played by Willie Stefanis. Quality ball and a header finding an open Ivan Kamberipa, who was unmarked and did enough to steer that ball over the line to bring back the Brave Warriors into this match. Keeper was unable to stop that, and that called for the celebrations on the bench. So Ivan Kamberipa saving the blushes of a Namibian side that had enjoyed most parts of the possession stakes. Looking for a quick ball to set apart Tyrese. Angola sending Ambrosini on his bicycle. So we have played the 90 minutes and we have played the referee's optional time. Some tired legs out there, and the referee could blow his whistle any time now. And how the group will stand, it will give Lesotho the 3 points. It will give Brave Warriors and Angola a point apiece, and sitting at the bottom of the log will be Malawi. So that is the moment that was pretty telling. Perhaps the last action of the match as Angola go down in a heap. They know that they were pretty close to getting 3 points, having been reduced to 10 men, and a good fight that was put in. Victor Pedro Nanik has been given the Hollywood player of the match. But again, you got to look at the Brave Warriors and say they soldiered on. Well, that's how it ends at the Toyota Park Stadium. It is Angola 1, Namibia 1.
Ja, je goed sterk neemt, bro. Je goed is bijna sterk. You love man. This guy.
Sia. Boet je niet in, hè?